All told, fertilizers were responsible for roughly 1.3 billion tons of greenhouse gas emissions in 2010, and the number will probably rise to 1.7 billion tons by mid-century. That's nearly 600 pounds for every person in the country. And we're not even the biggest consumers of the stuff. That would be China, which installed more concrete in the first 16 years of the 21st century than the United States did in the entire 20th century. Tip: whenever you see some number of tons of greenhouse gases, convert it to a percentage of 51 billion, which is the world's current yearly total emissions, in carbon dioxide equivalents. But we can't solve a problem like climate change without an honest accounting of how much we need to do and what obstacles we need to overcome. Divested all my direct holdings in oil and gas companies, as did the trust that manages the Gates Foundation's endowment. I hadn't had money in coal companies in several years. Meanwhile, making steel and cement alone accounts for around 10% of all emissions. So the question, what's your plan for cement? Is just a shorthand reminder that if you're trying to come up with a comprehensive plan for climate change, you have to account for much more than electricity and cars. Around the world, there are roughly 1 billion cattle raised for beef and dairy. The methane they burp and fart out every year has the same warming effect as 2 billion tons of carbon dioxide, accounting for about 4% of all global emissions. According to the listing on the UNESCO website, the gastronomic meal emphasizes togetherness, the pleasure of taste, and the balance between human beings and the products of nature. About half of poop-related emissions come from pig manure, and the rest from cow manure. There's so much animal poop that it's actually the second biggest cause of emissions in agriculture, behind enteric fermentation. If we can spread the improved breeds and best practices more broadly, especially crossbreeding African cows to be more productive and making higher quality feed available and affordable, it'll reduce emissions and help poor farmers earn more money. Artificial meats come with hefty green premiums. However, on average, a ground beef substitute costs 86% more than the real thing.